Happiness is the consequence of personal effort. You fight for it, strive for it, insist upon it, and sometimes even travel around the world looking for it. Your emotions are the slaves to your thoughts, and you are the slave to your emotions. Do not apologize for crying. Without this emotion, we are only robots. If life gives you lemons, don't settle for simply making lemonade, make a glorious scene at a lemonade stand. You're wishin' too much, baby. You gotta stop wearing your wishbone, wear your backbone outta be. The only thing more unthinkable than leaving was staying. The only thing more impossible than staying was leaving. I'm choosing happiness over suffering, I know I am. I'm making space for the unknown future to fill up my life with yet to come surprises. In the end, maybe it's wiser to surrender before the miraculous scope of human generosity and to just keep saying thank you, forever and sincerely, for as long as we have voices. A true soulmate is probably the most important person you'll ever meet, because they tear down your walls and smack you awake. A true soulmate is a mirror, the person who shows you everything that is holding you back, the person who brings you to your own attention so you can change your life. It is better to live your own destiny imperfectly than to live an imitation of somebody else's life with perfection. Marriage is not simply a romantic union between two people, it's also a political and economic contract of the highest order. Love is like that as a deep well with steep sides. Once you fall in, that's it. You will love that person always. When the karma of a relationship is done, only love remains. It's safe. Let go. When you're lost in those woods, it sometimes takes you a while to realize that you are lost. Having a baby is like getting a tattoo on your face. You really need to be certain it's what you want before you commit. Childlessness doesn't make people selfish, selfishness makes people selfish. Creativity is a crushing chore and a glorious mystery. The work wants to be made, and it wants to be made through you. The universe buries strange jewels deep within us all, and then stands back to see if we can find them. Someday you're gonna look back on this moment of your life as such a sweet time of grieving. You'll see that you were in mourning and your heart was broken, but your life was changing. At some point in a woman's life, she just gets tired of being ashamed all the time. After that, she is free to become whoever she truly is. If you want to control things in your life so bad, work on the mind. That's the only thing you should be trying to control. You need to learn how to select your thoughts just the same way you select your clothes every day. This is a power you can cultivate. Ideas of every kind are constantly galloping towards us, constantly passing through us, constantly trying to get our attention. Let them know you're available. We don't realize that, somewhere within us all, there does exist a Supreme Self who is eternally at peace. Elizabeth Gilbert, born July 18, 1969, is an American journalist and author. She is best known for her 2006 memoir, Eat, Pray, Love. which has sold over 12 million copies and has been translated into over 30 languages. The book was also made into a film of the same name in 2010. Gilbert believed that writers find stories not in a seminar room but by investigating the world. She held various jobs including a trail cook, bartender, and waitress while storing up experiences for her writing. As stated in the memoir Eat, Pray, Love, Gilbert made a career as a highly paid freelance writer. Her 1997 GQ article, The Muse of the Coyote Ugly Saloon, a memoir of Gilbert's time as a bartender at the very first Coyote Ugly table dancing bar located in the East Village section of New York City, was the basis for the feature film Coyote Ugly 2000. She adapted her 1998 GQ article, The Last American Man, into a biography of the modern woodsman and naturalist Eustace Conway in The Last American Man. The Ghost, a profile of Hank Williams III published by GQ in 2000, was included in Best American Magazine Writing 2001. Gilbert's first book, Pilgrim's Houghton Mifflin 1997, a collection of short stories, received the Pushcart Prize and was a finalist for the PEN/Hemingway Award. This was followed by her novel Stern Men Houghton Mifflin 2000. Selected by the New York Times as a notable book. In 2002, she published The Last American Man 2002, which was nominated for National Book Award in Nonfiction. In 2006, Gilbert published Eat, Pray, Love, One Woman's Search for Everything Across Italy, India and Indonesia Viking, 2006, a chronicle of her year of spiritual and personal exploration, spent traveling abroad. She financed her world travel for the book with a $200,000 publisher's advance after pitching the concept in a book proposal. The bestseller has been critiqued by some writers as priv-lit, a literature of privilege, and a calculated business decision. The memoir appeared on the New York Times bestseller list of nonfiction in the spring of 2006, and was still number 2 on the list 88 weeks later, in October 2008. It was optioned for a film by Columbia Pictures, which released Eat Pray Love, starring Julia Roberts as Gilbert, on August 13, 2010. She was named one of the 100 most influential people in the world by Time magazine, and named to Oprah's Supersoul 100 list of visionaries and influential leaders. Gilbert's fifth book, Committed, A Skeptic Makes Peace with Marriage, was released by Viking Press in January 2010. The book is somewhat of a sequel to Eat, Pray, Love in that it takes up Gilbert's life story where her bestseller left off. Committed also reveals Gilbert's decision to marry José Nunes, referred to in the book as Felipe, a Brazilian man she met in Manu, Indonesia. The book is an examination of the institution of marriage from several historical and modern perspectives, including those of people, particularly women, reluctant to marry. In 2012, she republished At Home on the Range, a 1947 cookbook written by her great-grandmother, food columnist Margaret Yardley Potter. Gilbert published her second novel, The Signature of All Things, in 2013. In 2015, Gilbert published Big Magic, Creative Living Beyond Fear, a self-help book that provides instructions on how to live a life as creative as hers. The book is broken down into 6 sections: courage, enchantment, permission, persistence, trust, and divinity. Advice in Big Magic focuses on overcoming self-doubt, avoiding perfectionism, and agenda setting, among other topics. A review of Big Magic in Slate stated that most of the advice in the book is matter of fact, but that Gilbert comes bearing reports from a new world where untold splendors lie waiting for those bold and hard-working enough to claim them. What's unclear is how many could successfully follow on her trail. The Seattle Times described the book as funny, perceptive, and full of down-to-earth advice. In 2015, Gilbert and several other authors including Cheryl Strayed participated in fundraising efforts for Syrian refugees which raised over $1 million in 31 hours. In 2016, Gilbert shared a video of herself singing a karaoke version of Bonnie Tyler's "Total Eclipse of the Heart" to raise money for Blink Now Foundation, an organization inspired in part by Eat, Pray, Love.